Frank, hold it steady. I'm gonna put the star on the top of the tree.
Hold on, let me plug it in first.
Whoa! Watch the food, will you, Frank? I got an EDGEFINDER alert I want to look at.
I got you.
The food, Frank, not the charts.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. You didn't leave the keys in the spaceship, did you?
Yeah, I did. Why?
I think someone just stole them.
Oh, gosh. You know what? Whatever. That was kind of a last month thing anyways.
I think I just saw Santa walk past the window.
Frank, the food! You left the oven on!
I'll get it.
You're both here? I could have sworn I saw your ship fly by.
I don't want to talk about it.
It was Santa's sleigh.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift you know that you've been wanting. A funded trading account with FX2. FX2 allows you to earn real profits on a simulated account up to $200,000. To start, select any of their one-step evaluations. We know things can get pretty hectic during the holidays, but you can take your time with the evaluations because there's no time limit to complete them. And with FX2, once you pass, they'll even refund your evaluation fee during your first withdrawal. You can collect up to 85% of the profits that you gain on your account. You can buy a whole lot of presents with that kind of money. Get funded with FX2 today and find the most wonderful trades of the year.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Seems like we have a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm turning down the background music there, Chandler. I'm not sure if you're having some more issues on this side. Guys, you joined me right as you it's almost like you walked in as I was looking to take a trade. I'm actually going long gold, I think. And I'm going to do less talking here for a second as we kick this off, and I'm just going to basically set this up. I am looking to go long gold. So let me go ahead and do that. Please, disclaimer, do not copy me. Do not, do your own research, have your own strategies. I'm not here to be an ATM or a printer for you. This could be a totally terrible buy position, but I am going long gold. And I need to do a little quick math on my own. So just stick with me here as I get into this. 190 times 100. So if I want to do, it's going to be a small gold entry position for me, but I'm going to try and go long here, gold. Okay, so we're going to go 100. I'm going to put a stop loss for me here. I want to go, actually, let's do this. Come back to GLD. So I want to put a stop loss here about 1.10% away. So we'll go to GLD, trade, create new order. 1.10% away is what we're looking for. Puts us at here. So 187.71. 87.71 is a small trade, but I do like gold. I think the upside potential is still there, even though, yes, it's run hot for a little while. It's a very small trade again here as we kick this off. But I do want to, let me see. So I'm risking $200 stop loss below here, market structure. So I'm going to go ahead and go long here, buy gold. You know what? Let me make sure that this is also in order here. So this is a market order with a stop at 187.71. Okay, double checked. We're good. Okay, so I am in gold. Long. That adds to my position here. Let me also give me one moment. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to have to. James, I know you're running the stream here for a second, or Chandler is. Can one of you guys just roll a commercial break? I need to go do something on my other computer here, and then I will come back. Can somebody fill in for me? I don't know. Sorry, I have to. You know what? Somebody take my seat.
The holiday season. Many people think it's the most wonderful time of the year. While everyone's out and about, grabbing gifts for loved ones, don't forget to get something for the most important person on your list. You. Yes, get something nice for yourself. Get yourself the gift of a premier trading software and community by signing up with 8cap. 8cap is in the giving spirit because they're handing out the A1 EDGEFINDER 100% for free. In order to join in on the holiday fun, just create a trading account with 8cap. And if you stuff your account full of funds like a stocking over the fireplace, you'll get access to the EDGEFINDER and our trading Discord. So don't forget to give yourself a gift this holiday season and sign up with 8cap using the link being dropped in the chat now or in the description down below. Don't get put on the naughty list. Trade with 8cap.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I don't have, so I just switched over. I updated some of my scripts on MetaTrader that helped me share the trades. And so I had to go do it on another computer where I had it set up, but I do not yet have it set up. Long story short, I'm long gold. I just picked it up. I just shared this inside of the group and I need to add context. So let me do that here. GLD long, basically relatively small trade, actually very small trade compared to some of my other positioning. I don't want to necessarily chase gold, but I think that the upside here as we break through the highs and now retest, I think that this could be a pullback opportunity. So I'm long GLD. That's the ETF that tracks gold. Of course, XAUUSD, same thing. It's all just the shiny yellow metal at the end of the day, but I am long, and I'm going to share that update with members here in the group. So you'll notice I don't have a take profit. For those of you guys who are VIP members, I'm adding some context to my trade here now. It's a little bit chaotic whenever I take trades on stream, but I saw it right as the New York Open kicked off, so I'm going to go long here. Long on XAUUSD. I'm trading the ETF GLD as a US client on a regulated broker. Okay. All right. Members, I just updated that. I need to also add context. Why am I going long? Well, let's talk about it. So long after a significant new all-time high in the Asian session, now price pulling back, upward trend line, plus strong overall momentum, dollar weakness, likely to continue until end of year, in my opinion, due to the Fed seemingly done with rate hikes, potential cuts being priced into the market. Okay, so we're there. Also, last thing I have to add to that is that we do have real strong confirmation on the EDGEFINDER. EDGEFINDER giving it a very bullish reading as well, with COT data pointing very bullish. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for sticking through that with me. I am long gold, and I waited for this pullback throughout the Asian session. Obviously, I've been bullish on gold, so as you can imagine, it was a little frustrating to watch this thing run away massively during the Asian session. But I am long. Again, I think that I'm catching a pullback here. I could be, of course, very much, chasing in some ways. Of course, hindsight is 2020. If this thing comes, flying back to the highs, you wouldn't call it chasing. And if you see it crash, then people will say it's chasing. But my strategy is I look for pullbacks in momentum. Markets are clearly in momentum. Now, you could point to this wick and say, well, isn't that a massive sign of selling? And remember that the Asian session, guys, is generally speaking a lower volume period. So it's possible that it traded higher briefly on lower volume, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this candle was just a absolute, crash determinant of markets. I do point to the idea that, we talked about this close. If you watch my Sunday video, which my Sunday video got a lot of views this past Sunday. And as you could probably imagine, it's because gold was breaking out through the highs, right? So topic sold itself, I guess, in terms of the YouTube algorithm. But I pointed to the idea that this all-time high on gold had been crested, had been closed upon. And I thought that was a really impressive close. So I mentioned that in my video, I'd be looking for an opportunity to get long on a pullback. Yes, there's a big wick here. Yes, you could point to that, but this thing is in heavy momentum. And in my personal opinion, again, please do not copy just because I take a trade on stream. I'm not here telling you what to do. We're not here. I'm not, I know a lot of times people will be like on their streams, they'll be like, we make money together on here. And while I do think that we certainly can learn together on here, I'm not telling you what to do with your trading accounts. I think that's a, not very honorable way to conduct a live stream. Trading is really, really hard, and trying to copy your way to success is a certain way to failure because you won't understand why you're doing what you're doing. And that's going to end up being, risking too much. And again, not fully understanding why you're taking trades. So again, thought process here for me, I am long GLD. It's the gold ETF. This is a initial positioning for me on gold. So let me clarify something with this. If I get stopped out, this will be my first attempt to go long gold. It is not my last attempt, right? So what I mean by that is that when I take trades, I may have an initial attempt to go long on something with the full willingness to try again if we need to. So when I say try again, let's talk about try again levels. So again, that is my current position, GLD. I'm trading on Webull. For those of you guys who are wondering which broker I use, there is a sign up link that's in the description that gets you a bunch of free stock shares if you're in the US. Again, a lot of the unregulated stuff is getting pushed off MetaTrader. I've been off of the unregulated brokers for quite a while. I only recommend if you're going to be putting your hard-earned money somewhere, put it in regulated brokerages. Yes, their offerings are not as attractive in some ways, but your money is safe, right? That's the thing with again, you got to be careful. Anyways, so I am, as I mentioned, I'm picking up gold long here. We'll see how it goes. It's my first attempt to get long. Next levels that I would be interested in potentially trying out gold. If this thing keeps coming down hard, I'll watch for potentially this area here around 2018. I also like the 2000 round number play. That these three levels will probably be my 3 attempts to get long gold. So if this one doesn't work out, I will look for attempt number 2. So when I take a trade or I have a bullish or bearish bias on something, I'm not all in on my first attempt, right? Clearly, if you've seen my S&P 500 trade, that was not my first attempt. Full transparency, I took like several losses before that, several costly losses. So this is my first attempt on gold. It's a very small position. If we do see price, hold and make its ways back up, this will be an incredibly good risk reward trade. Whereas if this thing comes hard down, then no worries. That is where we will start to look for a secondary position and potentially that level that I like the best, which is that 2000 round number play. I think that now with this breakout through the highs, it shows that buyers can potentially get it up into those areas, right? It's just a question of whether or not they can hold it. But the way that the weekly candle closed, I really liked for gold. So Updates will be shared inside of our Discord. We'll be trading gold probably a lot this week. If you're not already in the Discord, here's something for you. We'll drop the link in the chat here. If you guys would like to join our VIP Discord and get notifications from Frank, Ivan, and myself, which Frank and Ivan will be joining me on the show pretty soon. If you guys would like to get access to those trading signals being sent out throughout the week, whether we're trading FX, indices, commodities, etc., there's a lot to go, a lot to be done this week. It's a busy week in markets, I can already tell. And we'll have, again, all of our signals being shared inside of the Discord. If you'd like a discount, if you message us right now, you'll get a discount off of the Discord. So if you're someone who is interested in getting access to our trade alerts, definitely message us. Someone from our team will get you set up with a membership here while we're on the stream. We'll do a discount for you. So shoot us a DM, shoot us a message using that link in the chat right now. Okay, so guys, we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll come back with Frank and Ivan to talk about what's going on in markets today and talk about trading setups that they are also interested in. So coming in right after this. Hey, A1 Trading Show fans, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from myself and the rest of our team here at A1. And I just want to offer you a little bit of a holiday special gift. We just brought back EDGEFINDER free trials. You can now play around and try out our software totally free by using the link that's in the description and being dropped in the chat right now. Check it out, totally free. And again, Happy Holidays. All right, guys, and we are back with Frank and Ivan. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
It's been good. It was a bit quick one.
What was that?
I don't know what you just said. It's good to have both you guys
Speaking
back.
so fast.
That was some Looney Tunes talk.
There's a lot for us to talk about, guys. We've got Bitcoin. Frank sent me a DM. I always know something's happening in the markets because there's nobody who has a faster, finger on the pulse than my guy Frank. I get a text last night. He just sent me coin, and I immediately knew what he meant. I pulled up Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 41,671, and I think it's not a coincidence that this happened alongside gold destroying the all-time highs in early Asian session last night. Gold at one point, at least quoted on Oanda here, reached around $2,149 an ounce. That's beating the all-time high by what is that? $75 an ounce. That's a huge jump. Now, of course, it's come back a ways, and I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering what I am wondering. What do you guys think about gold and Bitcoin? And if you had to buy one right now, which one would you do? We'll go to let's put Frank on the spot first because he's the one who pointed out Bitcoin to me. What are you thinking, Frank?
Yeah, so I think honestly, just by looking at this daily time frame, yes, it broke all-time highs, but then proceeded to come all the way back. So this price right now would have to run like over 1.5% to get back above, just barely above this thing, which is that all-time high level, which I mean, it can do just based on gold's momentum so far. But what we saw here on this single daily candle has, I guess in terms of pace, has outpaced every candle we've seen on the bullish side. And the fact that it came all the way back down, showing this sort of hammer right here. I'm not bearish gold really, but I don't think that, the trend needs to kind of consolidate for a while before we see anything. That's just my opinion though. The dollar is getting some buy pressure right now, and this, because we've run so far on gold, this is like over 14%. It's like, wow, like almost 18% from the October lows. So I would say that gold, this is like the time where people are taking profit, and I'm not sure if I like it to the long side right now, but I mean, we'll just have to see. That the daily candle is really tough to look at for me. But if I did have to choose, it would be Bitcoin, because
Interesting.
Bitcoin's the type of asset that continues to go up. It stays in a trend for a long time. And there's just a lot of, I guess, factors around Bitcoin that are pointing towards, this thing is probably going to hit like 45, somewhere where there's this significant top over here, 43. A lot of analysts are calling for, a test at the highs by next year. And when people say that, it usually means like sooner. So I'm not necessarily going to buy Bitcoin either. I've held it for some time, but I think I like Bitcoin more because you look at the percentage gain too. You look at gold ran up 17, 18%. Had you bought Bitcoin at the same time, you would have made 50%. So
That's just crazy. It's one of the top performing like assets across the entire like futures market. I mean, it's one of the biggest low key winners of 2023. Now, that's also saying that's coming back from the absolute dead when it was trading down at like 17,000 or something, whatever it was. But still, it's a remarkable year for Bitcoin. I mean, it's probably up like 150%. Let's see, from the lows, Bitcoin is currently trading 166% off the lows. So if you're somebody out there who, I personally like precious metals a lot from like a investment standpoint, though if you straight up look at the new age precious metals, digital metals, right? Bitcoin versus gold. Bitcoin crushed gold and silver this year. I mean, 170%. That's remarkable. Ivan, what do you think? So Bitcoin, gold, what's your take on these explosive moves? And I think also, just before you go too, I think Bitcoin seems like the ultimate risk on asset, right? When markets are favorable to risk, Bitcoin always seems to be flying high. But what do you think, Ivan? What's the latest on your side?
If you show my screen, Chandler, yeah. Also, the market's off the charts. Look at this. Like, fantastic, right? I think this is going to go to the moon. I don't see anything, but it looks like it's going to be great.
Are you just stuck on a loading screen, Ivan? What are we looking at?
I've reloaded 3 times now.
So what's happening? Is your trading view just dying?
I don't know. This is a website, so I don't know. Maybe I even uploaded to like premium, like during Black Friday. So I'm like, I don't know. This is the service we're getting nowadays.
Ivan, TradingView is nerfing you. They're saying you're too good. We need to nerf Ivan. He can't see the charts that he's trading anymore. He's just too good.
Make it harder to trade.
That's okay, Ivan. We'll pull up what you'd like. Which charts are you wanting to talk? Since you can't use TradingView and we can, haha. Which charts would you like us to look at?
I don't know. Well, we can talk about dollar for that matter. A bit of a stronger than I expected. I expected one to fall down a bit, but I just see this as pullback. I can see people be like, "Oh, what's going on with dollar today? What's happening?" Nothing much. It's just a pullback, and by the end of the week, before NFP is probably going to be lower anyway. So, and maybe end of the year play. I have to think about that. But yeah, I just think this is just short term pullback.
Okay, that's a fair point, Ivan, and so I would agree with you, right? I think the dollar here is a pullback. It's been trending lower. It's due for some sort of a corrective move, but I would generally agree. I think upside from here on the dollar is limited. But Ivan, here's the question: we've got similar perspectives on the dollar. But what do you think about if you were to play the dollar? You obviously have options. You could short dollar yen. You could go long gold. You could go long pound dollar, euro dollar. What's your pick if you had to? If you were betting against dollar, how would you actually approach it?
Australian, New Zealand, or pound dollar higher.
Okay,
because let's
look at pound dollar. Pound dollar, I'm taking a loss this morning, I think.
Did you buy that high?
I did. Well, I bought here. and then I trailed and took profits, and then I tried to enter again here after this candle, and it's not going so hot. So one win
Did it hit your
and
stop loss or
probably
just
one loss, though
barely?
I'm still no, it's very, very close, but not quite.
Okay.
So we are still
Right.
in that trade.
Yeah. So pound and Aussie and New Zealand has been the one that's been given the most push higher. Though I don't like pound at the moment. I feel like it's pausing. So if it makes oh wow, thank you.
Your charts are back. Haha.
Where's my mouse? Everything is going wrong today. So yeah, I do like that it is coming down to this level here at 126.20 where you're having your stop loss. I just needed to be reactive before I enter a trade, but I like that it holds 126.20. So it's last. But isn't that your entry price, by the way? Like, isn't that what you like, or is it more over here? Because you always have much deeper pullback entries than I have. Like, isn't this your prime level?
Yes, and that's where I took the trade last week. I just liked the the momentum that we had since last week. We had a big green candle, then pulled back into this zone. I decided to re-enter. Obviously, not the best entry, but again, markets are tricky. I thought my process was okay. Big break here. If price pulls back into this area, my stop loss was like right here. I got ticked out of it. And I just decided after this candle closed to re-enter my trade with the same stop loss below the lows. And now price is coming back down. So I might end up taking like break even between the two trades, but it just depends if we're able to hold this support. So if we hold support here, I'll stay in the trade. And if this level breaks, then between the two trades, it'll be like net zero. So we'll continue to watch pound dollar. You also mentioned Australian dollar, Ivan. Is that right?
Yeah, it was somewhere there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Australian dollar also making a good move, trending up overall.
I just don't like the pullback. If we have such a great candle high, why are we almost doing 78% pullback? So I was thinking, couldn't we hold like 66.40 or something? So right now I'm not sweating, but I'm like, I don't want to be going down to 2.66 like down to these levels, but or 65.50. But I like to be the continuation of the aggressiveness, but I don't like the current candle. So we will see what I can get out of this thing. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough. Frank, what do you think about any currency pairs? Obviously, dollar is the story here this week. We have NFP on Friday, so probably one of the bigger moments of the month. What are you watching on the currency side at all, Frank?
Yeah, I'm looking at pound yen as well, just because of COT. I think pound was the most bought from last week, and yen was like the second or third most sold from COT. So, looking at pullbacks on a lot of these things, there's not really any news coming out for the pound. So I think Governor Bailey's speaking on Wednesday, but no crazy news on that side. So I'm hoping that there won't be a ton of volatility, and this will be kind of a steady trade if it comes down to this sort of trend line and previous double bottom here. This is the daily chart. So we'll see. Maybe I'll take a trade if it tests that level, and then make the stops kind of tight just underneath. On top of that, what else we got this week? We have RBA statement. We have BOC statement. I would say against the dollar, all those, the CAD and Aussie are going to be pretty tough to trade, because we got PMI in the US tomorrow looking to be higher than last month, and we got NFP looking to be higher than last month, and what we need to see, I guess there could be a bullish case for higher NFP as long as CPI is coming down.
Mhm.
Bullish case for risk on going against the dollar. But if we do see higher NFP, that could be the initial sentiment could be bearish on risk on pairs and cause the dollar to pull back up. Dollar looks kind of strong. Just I think what's going on now is we've seen very risk on type of sentiment, and
Mhm.
things have been just doing very well on that side. So the temporary sell-offs and pullbacks are kind of just a part of it, part of that uptrend. This looks like an overall downtrend, and price is gonna have to close above a certain level, this trend line, to start looking strong in the dollar. But if
Yeah.
the dollar can't hold up, then I'm probably going to be looking for more risk on long trades.
Yeah, and Frank, I wanted to add some context to what you pointed out with the COT data really quick. You pointed that GBP, and by the way, for those of you who are newer to the show, Frank and Ivan and I, we're on every Monday together. We go through charts, setups, and I just want to encourage you. By the way, if you're not already in our Discord channel, I mentioned it earlier. Frank, Ivan, and I are in there every day working with members. We are sharing our trades. We are sharing. Ivan does coaching webinars for the group. So if you're looking for a smaller coaching session, if you're looking to actually get your questions answered and work with somebody who's been doing it for a while, Ivan below me is your guy. And all three of us, we share our trades in depth with full breakdowns and analysis. If that's something you're interested in, first of all, you can message us. We'll drop the link to our live chat support center. And also, if you'd also like to get some more information directly about one-on-one coaching, Ivan has some information about that on his YouTube channel. So we'll click the link. Or if you click the link in the chat, it will take you to his channel where you can get some information about that. I just wanted to make that point in case newer people are here with us. We got 319 of you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Also, so Frank, you mentioned a couple things about COT data. GBP was the number one in terms of money flow last week. It was the biggest winner. There was a huge shift into the pound. And if you stick with me, it's really interesting because we can also go down this list and say, well, Dow also was a huge winner. That's kind of new. It's been one of the areas of the market that has been really depressed by, all the interest rate story stuff. And now that seems to be unwinding, and the Dow seems to be benefiting from that. And then finally, look at this, gold. Big inflow on gold, big inflow on Dow, big inflow on the pound. So these three assets typically, or recently, the pound especially, the Dow, they've been really bearish in terms of COT, institutional money flow. What we see is big money is getting back in, it seems, to some of these higher risk assets. And take a look at the biggest loser. It's the US dollar. And we've been bearish on the dollar. So this has been cool to see. This is kind of a confirmation in some ways that perhaps that dollar downtrend is set to continue, because it seems like big money is loading the boat on either shorting. Actually, we could take a closer look. Let's see. Long contracts, very mild increase in long contracts, but this is the big one. Number of short contracts. They increased 1865 short contracts. That's, of course, futures contracts on the US dollar. That's a big increase. And I believe that's like in multiples of 1,000 or 100 or something like that. But it's a big short increase, and overall a very bearish week in terms of institutional money getting short the dollar, long pound, Dow, gold, euro, SPX is up there, silver is up there. So very interesting week. And please feel free to pause the live stream if you want to look closer at this. And also, I will mention, if you guys want a free trial of this software, you can actually get that now. Chandler, can you drop the link in the chat here for us to get a free trial? If anybody would like to get a free trial, they can do so on our website. Go to a1trading.com. It's in the top right of the screen, or in just a second, we'll have that linked in the chat for anybody who would like. How accurate is the Edge Finder for one trade? No holy grail systems here or anywhere, right? There's no system that can perfectly predict what's going to happen next in the markets. Otherwise, we'd all be using it. But the Edge Finder is a great way to confirm lots of data and tools. So again, there's your plug. Free Edge Finder trials are now available on our website, a1trading.com. Top right, click the free trials, or go to the Edge Finder and click the free trials on that page. And we'll have the link here shortly for you in the chat. Ivan, NFP later this week. Frank was mentioning it just a little bit. What are your thoughts this week for the dollar? Like, what already we're seeing some rejection after you pointed out. We're tagging a little bit of resistance. What are your thoughts on the dollar?
You bought gold?
I did.
You bought gold all-time high? Okay.
Well,
All right.
I was
Okay.
trying to buy the absolute all-time high, but I missed the all-time high. I was trying to buy it right up there. No, I'm just kidding. I did buy briefly before you came on, Ivan. I bought gold here, and I mentioned that my second attempt would be here, and my third attempt would be here at 2,000. So I have 3 planned attempts to buy gold. Yes, it may seem high, but I think we have momentum. I think we have a pretty good catalyst with the interest rates, the rate cuts potentially starting to get priced into the market. So I do like gold on the long side, and we'll see if I'm right about that. It is an aggressive buy, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this. I didn't know you were buying gold. I thought you told us to wait.
I did.
Wait for deeper pullback.
Small position. And I pointed out, I shared it this morning in the Discord. I am long on GLD. That's a gold ETF, and we'll see. It's a very small starter position for me. Again, second attempts will come if price does give us a deeper retracement. But what do you think? Again, Ivan, the dollar story. If you're bearish, pick one of the ones that we talked about. We talked about Aussie, Euro, Pound, or we haven't talked about Euro yet. Actually, what is your thoughts about the Euro? Would you be looking to long Euro?
Well, yeah, I did it on Monday. Monday,
Oh, did you?
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, when Powell was speaking.
Okay.
Bought
Oh, that's
there.
right. That's
But
right.
yeah. So what was up 40, 50 pips or whatever. So yeah, this is like your last resort trade kind of a thing. So I try where the supposed stop loss, and then we'll see if it'll work out or not. I think the euro has more legs to the downside for some reason. It doesn't seem to be able to get up today. But if I was a short dollar, I'll probably buy New Zealand dollar, US dollar, to be honest.
Okay.
Just one thing.
Fair enough.
So dollar. Yeah.
So Kiwi dollar. Okay. Got it. Very cool. Yeah. I think, in terms of you have all different types of options, right? You could be like me and be buying the pound a little too early. Or you could be looking at dollar yen, right? Some people are probably interested on the dollar yen currency pair. We could pull that one up. Ivan, are you thinking any yen pairs in December here? Are you watching any of them, or are you kind of fixated mostly on the dollar right now?
I'm actually in both camps, but I'm not buying dollar yen any direction. It's bearish, but like this pullback here that the market did is kind of like halfway. It's supposed to be up here, so did we really get a lot of sellers? I don't know if we got. I don't know if this is just going to drop from here, but I got out of my trade here last week, so I feel I don't know, like in the middle of nothing and anywhere and not something. Like what I mean is, it's not an alpha trade setup or a market right now.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think dollar yen overall will continue lower from the dollar story, but it's just not my favorite of the pick. I think there's a lot of picks out there that could be a little bit better. Also, Frank, we haven't talked about this. I got to ask you about the indices. Are we coming to the close of the S&P story, or is this just normal consolidation? What do you have any trades that you're watching on indices, SPX, NAS, whatever?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with gold and Bitcoin, I guess. I don't really want to buy anything right now after this kind of run, and especially, gold hit its all-time highs and went way past it too. There is momentum. It doesn't mean that you can't keep riding this momentum wave, but I think it just comes down to waiting for the setup to happen, because nothing's really telling me that it can go higher or lower. So it's just going to have to make its own move for me to start to decide whether I think this is going to go one way or another. So I'm waiting on the indices, probably, just a little further down to see if I can get a test at support. I'm in euro dollar, it was going well on Friday, but today it pulled all the way back. So the risk on assets are just not looking too strong right now. And that doesn't mean it won't, change for the rest of the week, but we have, big news coming up, and a lot of that anticipation is putting pressure on a lot of things. Because if we see higher NFP, that's not what we want to see.
Right.
We see higher PMI, also not really what we want to see. So I don't know. This looks like the run happened. You and I caught a good bit of that run, and I think at this point it's a whole lot of waiting for me.
Yeah, and I think in terms of adding my take on the indices, it's not something I would be looking to add to, build a bigger position. We've been pretty clearly bullish on them in the last few months, but and I clarify, a few months. I was very wrong in October about it, but November we caught most of the move, as you mentioned. For me, it's hold on to this trade unless we break support. If we break support, I'm out of that. It's been the same story for a while, but I kind of agree. I mean, in terms of like, if you're watching the S&P, it's sitting at pretty big resistance now. It's really got something to prove if it wants to go higher. Like it has to clearly break through that level. We are seeing a little bit of rejection as we come into that structure of resistance. So we'll watch the S&P as we again mentioned earlier. We have PMI numbers tomorrow. We have JOLTS jobs tomorrow. We have NFP on Friday. So it's possible, Frank, that we could just be seeing a little bit of consolidation, a little profit taking before some of the latest round of economic news that comes out here in December. So I guess, Ivan, what do you think on indices? Do you have any opinions or positions on them?
Not really. Positions, no. I never got it. I was never there. And it hasn't really given me a pullback I want to see. So to me, it's just, I'm just left high and dry, So like being left by your girlfriend, but dumped in the dumpster, but nothing else than that.
It happens. But you caught the yen pairs very well. So where you got the yen pairs, I think Frank and I are a little more on the indices. So nobody catches them all, right? And as many people may be feeling a little bit of FOMO with all the markets that are just going, it seems like everything is rocketing right now. Overall, if you feel FOMO, if you feel that pressure, just take a breather. Markets, there's always going to be another big move that comes, and you just have to position yourself and be patient. So I guess we can wrap it up there for today, guys. Thank you both for joining me on the show as usual. And for those of you who are listening, if you're newer, again, make sure to subscribe to the channel that you're watching on, but also check out Ivan's YouTube channel. He has his own content that he does throughout the week. So if you want more Ivan, I don't know why you'd want more Ivan, but if you do want more Ivan, I'm just kidding. If you want more Ivan, his channel is in the chat right now. And you can also find all three of us inside of the A1 Trading Discord. So join that. We'll drop a link to the talk to as well in the chat, so you can figure that out. Ivan, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, Ivan. And same thing, Frank. Thank you for coming on, sharing your insights on that, and we'll see if we can stay on these indices trades this week.
Yep, sounds good.
See ya. All right, guys. And I did mention, as I showed earlier, the COT data that we pointed out. If you do want a trial, we did now start offering trials to the A1 Edge Finder. If you would like to request one, you just have to fill out an application form, give us a little information on who you are and why you want to use our software, kind of thing, and then we'll set you up with a trial. So if you're interested in a trial, we'll drop the link to that in the chat. If you want access to the COT data, if you want access to our top setups algorithm, you can get access to that for a few days, totally for free, just by applying through our form here Now, again, sometimes people try and fill out the form with just random blank data. We will not give you trials just because you filled out this form. You have to apply and actually put some effort into it. So if you're interested in our software and you want to try it out, please seriously fill out the application and we'll get you set up with that trial. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back on the next show. Bye, guys.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through our daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And yes, I'm Santa and I work for A1 Trading. Don't ask any questions. Now, get lost because I have some presents to deliver. I'll see you all at Christmas.